All right, so we are on the bus. It is day 2 for me, but day 3 for some other people who came earlier in the day on the same day that I'd arrived. Of the Meet in Denver familiarization trip, aka the Denver fam. So yesterday we were on a smaller bus, on like a van, a minibus, because we had fewer people, but a lot of people arrived yesterday. So now we are on a full charter bus. We're on our way to breakfast. Where are we going? The Raleigh Hotel. So this is where we're at, the Raleigh, Denver, Colorado. Never been here before. Good morning, good morning. Well, thank you. This is a cool looking spot. It's cool outside. It's chilly because it's early in the morning. It is 8:10 a.m. right now. Oh, you've got like some things here, some models and whatnot. Hello, good morning. All right.
Elevators or stairs this morning. Yeah, we'll get our steps in, so no shame either way.
So, non-TMI TMI. I am still full. Still kind of full from last night's reception. Hopefully it'll digest in the next 5 minutes so that I can eat and enjoy breakfast. Ooh, are we having a photo shoot? Let's do it. Let's do it. That's breakfast. We've got fruit. Need that. Crescent rounds. Excuse me. Let me see if I can find the people. Actually, I might want to be like all the way up front. Let me put my glasses on so I can find. Oh, those are all filled. Well, no, they can sit over here. Are they sitting over there? Okay, then I'll go sit over there. Where's the other person? I'm waiting for one more person. Where's she at? Yeah, over here. In this area.
I don't know.
You can't sit. Okay, you got to go somewhere else.
Oh, but this is like
Crescent rounds. But don't feel pressure. If you want to sit somewhere else, go like.
now you make new friends.
Yeah, go. I met someone new this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but no, go. You know, no pressure.
I can't detach from you guys.
Yes, you can. Don't be codependent.
Come on. You want to switch? You need to use the computer while you're here.
Well,
Or you want to be here,
You can be on the table while you
and I can be here.
okay, yeah. If you want to.
We're all in the photos.
Yes. Thank you. I hope it turned out well.
My computer doesn't last. Like, it's
Oh.
so, like, it's one of those. So,
Yeah, and that
The
case
battery
you-
shop.
I mean, if you really want to switch.
Well, no, I was gonna, in case you want to have it out while we're doing something.
Is the
I don't
charger?
care.
Is there a plug?
Can I? What is that too much for you to be right here?
No, I already plugged it back.
Regardless, so there's no way it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
You wanna switch?
Let's give another round for Matt. What an incredible intro. Come on, man. I'm gonna bring you on the road with me. How we doing?
Great.
Well.
All right, great. Let's give a round of applause for Visit Denver for bringing you here. Come on, yeah. I saw y'all got some. Right? Well, I'm thrilled to be here with you today. Thank you for being here in Denver. And I want to start by saying I love this city. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. My wife and I raised our
Going
three
there
kids here.
next week.
And Denver is one of the few cities that I've been to in America where we want to know what's possible. So whether you're a big company, a small company, you come to somewhere, no one's going to ask you how big your company is or what's the biggest name on your list, things like that. We want to see if it's possible. Can we put your company on that video board? Somebody in this building says, maybe, let's see if it's possible. That's not the same thing in every other city. And oh, by the way, people are excited every time they come to Denver. How many times, who's your first time in Denver? Raise your hand.
Woo!
Welcome. There's plenty to do. As you saw, plenty to eat. We got food for every palate here in Denver. All right? And how about those returning to Denver? Raise your hand. I bet it looks a lot different, doesn't it? Because we continue to grow, we continue to expand. We're leading in areas like AI, space, all of these things. So this is a city where we want to find what's possible. But today, we're going to talk about the superpower that each and every one of you has. We're going to talk about the power of choosing your mindset. Because no matter who you are, where you're from, what company you represent, we all face similar experiences in life. We experience pain, loss, gain, success, failure, embarrassment. And too often we allow these experiences to prevent us from living our wildest dreams, and in your case, planning the perfect event. So in a time when things are messy in every single area, in a time where people are tiptoeing around conversations, in a time where your budget, I imagine, is changing by the hour, by the email, because of the costs and things like that. How do you choose to be your best? How do you choose to find opportunity versus a problem? That's all in choosing your mindset. And the good thing about your mindset is that you choose your mindset. And when I can tell you from 10 years in the NFL, 9 different surgeries, when you choose your mindset, you are choosing to change the world. So let's change the world. Now raise your hand if you've heard the word mindset before. It's crazy. We've all heard it, but rarely do we know what that means, right? When I was younger, I used to think mindset was missing the album, Black Song. The Jedi Master Yoda levitating the spaceship. But throughout my career as a broadcaster, as a football player, as a father, now a law student, I chose that mindset came in 3 distinct phrases. Throughout my entire life, I have been challenged to choose my mindset. And so I use the words I am, I can, I will. Say it back to me one at a time. I am.
I am.
I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.
Now like you believe in yourself. I am.
I am.
I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.
Wow. Just a little bit made a focus made a world of difference. They heard you outside, right? Now, choosing your mindset is never easy. Right? When I was a young kid in Minnesota, a multiracial kid, and still to this day, people see me as a threat. When I went to the University of Notre Dame, they said I was too young to play. And I became the third freshman in the history of Notre Dame to start on the offensive line. I got to the NFL, and can you believe it? They said I was too small. And then I started in the NFL. And then I had to have surgeries because guess what? The injury rate in the NFL is 100%. You play, you're going under the knife.
That's right.
And at that point, I had one coach say to me, Ryan, you get hurt so much because you have soft bones. Looked it up, that is not a medical term. But see, here's the thing. When you choose your mindset, people are going to be wrong about you all the time.
Yeah.
That is not your problem, it's theirs.
That's right.
And so as we choose our mindset, let's get started. Because you, whether it's an event you're planning that's going to wow your attendees, whether it's delivering that event for your company that doesn't know how they can afford it right now, your ability to choose your mindset dictates that success in the future. Let's get started with the word I am. This is one of my favorite phrases to use when you don't know what you're doing, or when you're sitting there on the brink of a possibility. Right? I am happy. I am angry. I am full off of a good breakfast. Just by stating how you feel and what you're doing, you get an identity in the moment. I am here to help my team. I'm here to learn. I'm here to support someone. I'm here to give directions. I used this the night before the Super Bowl. I am terrified that my greatest achievement will be my greatest failure. Probably how you feel before your big events. Right? Think about everything that go wrong, but I also said, I'm also ready. I'm excited. I'm prepared. And all of a sudden you start settling in to your capabilities as a professional. These are words too that changed my career in broadcasting. I'll say that. The words I am is a great way to tell somebody what kind of a teammate you are. And I want to take an NFL 40 seconds, because that's what you get in the NFL. 40 seconds to do what you got to do and get your life together. I want you to turn to the person on your right and turn to the person on your left. And using the word I am, describe the type of teammate you are. Ready? 40 seconds. Omaha, we'll go.
I'm supportive.
There you go.
I'm capable. I'm supportive and I'm capable. What?
I love that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You want to say?
Yes, you are.
I am supportive and I'm capable.
I'm helpful and I'm creative.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hell yeah.
Important is that.
Now, first thing, how much laughter, smiles did you hear and see? Right? Second of all, every single person you told what type of teammate you are believed you.
Yeah.
Right? That's the power of the words I am. And I use this because we had a new boss when I was starting out for broadcasting. And he wanted me to work for free, something none of us in this room do. Especially with 3 kids, homie. Come on.
Tripping.
So he wanted me to show up and work for free on the weekends. He wanted me to stay late at night and work for free. And this was causing some friction internally for me, right? And I thought I could contest him every time. Sir, you know that I have kids. Sir, you know that's not my contract. I thought, that's probably not the best way forward. So instead I said, hey, I am in it to win it. Brian, can you do this on Sunday? I'm in it to win it, but I can't do that, sir. No, sir. All right, Brian, can you do this on Thursday night? I am in it to win it. I can do it maybe a little earlier. Can we make it? Oh, yeah, we can do a little change. Okay, great. Fast forward 6 months later, I'm in the meeting with the big boss, and she says to him, hey, what do you think about Ryan in this long-term deal? He goes, one thing I know about Ryan, he's in it to win it. Got it. Right? The words I am can tell your story to others quickly, succinctly, as you just experienced. It also emboldens you. I'm sure some of you in this room are like, I actually don't know what kind of teammate I am. I'm going to say this, but it probably is in line with who you are. It's probably not something you thought about. So when you need to figure out your identity, speak the words I am. Tell somebody the words I am. If you're coming in, hey, I am in a meeting. I am in Denver having the time of my life learning about this city and our next event. I'm going to call you later. Very clear, very succinct. and they know what you're doing. But to really reach your greatness as an individual and a professional, you must also do the scary thing, and that's take ownership of the negative with this very same phrase. Thousands of players in the NFL will never have a career because they are afraid to take ownership of the things they're not doing. And I used to be one of those people. And at times in my career, I had to say, I am not listening. I am being a bad teammate. I am getting in the way of my own success. Matt talked about Taylor Swift earlier. Hey, I am the problem, it's me. My name is Ryan, I am a Swiftie. But that's where we reach our second aspect of choosing our mindset with the words I can. Say it back to me, I can.
I can.
I can.
I can.
I can.
I can.
There may be no two words more important in your life as an event planner than the words I can. There may be no two words more important to your success as an individual than the words I can. And it's with these words, even in failure, you can find gratitude. You can find the path forward. See, when something goes wrong, just like the NFL, what do? Whose fault is it? Couldn't have been mine, right? What are we going to do? What happened? That's all in the past. Right? Instead, you can say, well, what can we do? One of the things that I love about football that people miss all the time, and you can see it even if you don't know the sport. On third down, nobody's ever crying about what happened on second down. You have to move forward. And what the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators do, they say, okay, I can call this play, I can call that play, I can call this play. These two words did save my career in the NFL. I was a young player. I had had success. I had a new coach who wanted me to learn new things. I was arrogant and I was unwilling. I thought, man, wait till you see me play, coach. Oh, I like your little technique idea, but I got my own technique. Right? Guess what happened to me?
Injured. You got injured?
Slap. That happens every day in the NFL. I got fired.
Oh.
Yeah. Guess what will happen to you if you're arrogant and unwilling?
Yeah.
You'll get fired too.
Yeah.
And you'll live. It's okay, right? But never had I been more humiliated in my life, more embarrassed in my life. How do I tell my wife in our first year of marriage that I lost my job because of my arrogance and my unwillingness? Anybody got that script? Anybody want to have that call with me? How do I tell my friends who are coming to Denver in 2 weeks to see the Houston Texans take on the Denver Broncos that I wasn't going to be able to have tickets? All of these thoughts went around and around in my head as I had tears flowing from my eyes. And my hands were shaking in disbelief as I left the parking lot. Right there, I had a decision to make. I could choose to wallow in my arrogance and my unemployment and blame other people, or I could choose that this would be the beginning of a new me. And in choosing to move forward, I spoke the words, I can. I can make sure I never lose my job again because of my arrogance and my unwillingness. I can ask questions. I can recognize distraction. I can work on people skills. Because, hey, guess what? We're all talking to people all day. I can stop at Panda Express on the way home and get that orange chicken and eat some of my feelings. It was delicious. You had tears in your orange chicken, it's a different experience. I'm so glad I chose to speak the words I can. Because the very next morning I got called by a man named Gary Kubiak. He was the head coach of the Houston Texans. He said, hey Ryan, I think you can help us win. Why don't you come on down to Houston? I can do that, coach. I went down to Houston. And it's amazing when you learn how to recognize distractions and create just boundaries for yourself and others, how people respect you. We went to the playoffs. The next year with the Texans, we lost 14 games in a row. Yeah. So I said, I can keep working. I can play football. I was literally telling myself, I can play football. I didn't know it, but I believed it. I said it. I can play football. I can help. I can help. Went to the Kansas City Chiefs after that. Started 15 and 16 games. We were the best 9-7 team to never make the playoffs. They said, Ryan, we love you, but you have no football left. Mm-hmm. Remember what I said? When you choose your mindset, people will be wrong about you all the time. Yeah. I said, I can train, I can be prepared, because I know I can help a team win a championship. I've had every experience. I can tell you about losing, I can tell you about winning, and I can tell you what doesn't. Then I got called by that same guy, my old coach, Gary Kubiak, who had gotten fired from the Houston Texans. But this time he was at the Denver Broncos, that team that sent me crying out of a parking lot to Panda Express. He said, hey Ryan, I need you. Need you come help us win a championship. Need you to show these young cats how to work. I can do that, coach. The words I can will help you find your opportunity, will help you move forward even when you do not want to do it.
Yeah.
This is also a great question to ask somebody in your personal life when they're going through something. I had somebody who was going through a lot, going through a divorce, decided to drive from California and San Francisco to Texas. Do not recommend that in an emotional state, right? And he said to me, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't stand this, I can't. I let him go for a little bit. So what can you do? He took a deep breath, holding back tears. He said, I can be a great father to my kids. I can show my kids what consistency looks like. I can show my kids how to treat somebody with fairness and kindness, even when you don't want to. He calls me every year on that day to thank me still. When someone's telling you what they can't do, ask them what they can do. It's amazing too, this has actually been shown in studies when you're getting service. If you're like at an airport or something, instead of saying, I need a new flight, my flight's delayed, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. We've all heard these people, right? We understand it, we don't like it. Versus, hey, my flight, I know it wasn't your fault, you weren't the pilot or you're not the head, but what can we do here for my ticket? What can we do to get me to my family in Denver? A totally different response. Again, you're walking in the office, or someone wants your attention, or someone wants you to accept their urgency. You can say, I can see this is something that's on top of mind for you. I am currently busy with other projects. I can call you when I have the time, and I can let you know when that's going to be. Completely fixes the situation and helps you move forward. And before we move on from the words, I can I treat you like Super Bowl champions?
Yes.
All right, when I say stand up, shake it out, stand up, move your shoulders, move your hips. Ready? Stand up, shake it out. Let that free coffee go down.
Sorry. My bad.
All right, sit on down, sit on down, sit on down. I can tell you that I got that from the best special teams coach in football, still coaching this day. And he would do that about every 10 minutes in our meetings. And finally, the second week, I said, man, what are you making us stand up for? He goes, well, Ryan, 99% of athletes have ADHD, and the number one way to get them to refocus is to have them stand up and move. Think about that. Here's a coach with a career who's still learning something new. That's what leadership is. That's what production follows that every time. I can tell you that a lot of people still get in their way when it comes to success and accepting things. We talked about Taylor Swift, right? Everybody raise your hand if you understand who Taylor Swift is in the main. All right. Hashtag Starlight. All right, Swift. I can tell you that I've never heard more grown men complain in their life about somebody watching a football game as they did with Taylor Swift. I can also tell you CBS is the biggest Taylor Swift fan. They had more people watch the Super Bowl because Taylor Swift's boyfriend was playing than people watched the moon landing.
Wow.
So, let me be the first to tell you, your thoughts on Taylor Swift are irrelevant. Can you get out of your own way? If somebody's talking about Taylor Swift, can you tell me what your favorite song is? Hey, I'm not a big, these are the things that we have opportunities with, right? Something that we may not understand, something that we may not identify with, or something we may not use or practice or know, and you can still be curious, right? So can you be curious?
Yes.
All right, there we go. Can you change?
I can.
Can you grow?
I can.
Wow, look out, y'all are coming. Now, I want to show you this play. This is an actual play that we ran in the Super Bowl. I want to see if you can get other people to be successful. Two things are happening here. First of all, I always ask, is there a former tight end in the room? Yes? All right. Hey, 2025, only you believe. I always ask because without question, without knowing a single tight end, this is their favorite play of all time. Two jet scat wide shoulders. This is a pass play. Now, The Y is running what they call a choice route. If you run out there, someone's on your outside, turn inside, we'll dot you with the football. If you run out there, someone's on your outside, turn inside, we'll dot you with the football. If you run out there and no one's around you, put your hand up and scream bloody murder, we'll dot you with the football. Two things are happening in this play. Number one, how about the coach that says to the player in the biggest game, hey, go make a choice. I trust you. I know that you have the skills to recognize where an obstacle is, turn around, get the football, and help us succeed. And then how about being that tight end? When the ball snaps, you don't really know where you're going. Neither does the quarterback. But in a matter of steps, you're able to make a decision based on the obstacles in front of you. Every single one of you is the tight end in this play. When you walk out of these doors, you're going to be met with an obstacle. Maybe it's a curb. Maybe it's a scooter. I like the scooters too, you know?
Yes.
You choose how you move around it. You choose which way you go. You have a choice in every obstacle. And at a time when conversations could not be more tenuous around life, what can you do? Can you implement a choice in a conversation? Can you choose not to engage with somebody? Can you choose to educate somebody? Can you choose to ask somebody, hey, can I ask, where does this experience come from? Where does this belief come from? How can I understand your perspective more? Each and every one of you is this tight end in wide choice. And when you encounter obstacles, when you encounter opportunities, make sure that you're making a choice that helps you succeed. Now, the final aspect of our mindset is the words, I will. Because it's not enough to have your identity with the words I am and taking ownership of that negative to find where you can improve. It's not only when your good is not good enough, speaking the words I can to find that opportunity, find that connection point, create that choice that creates success. You must actually take action. And that's where the words I will come into play. I said to myself the night before the Super Bowl, I am terrified. My greatest achievement will be my greatest failure. I'm excited. I am prepared. I can put on my pads. I can knock the heck out of somebody. I will be a champion tomorrow. That night, sat on my bed, closed my eyes, and visualized something that more athletes than you know do. I said about 90% of athletes visualize night before game. And for whatever reason, I only saw the Lombardi Trophy, which is the football you get when you win the Super Bowl, from the bottom up. I thought, man, that's interesting. But I can accept this. I don't care how I grab that trophy. As long as it's mine, when I touch it, it's good. Well, fast forward, we go to the game. I had to choose my mindset before the first play. Here's Lady Gaga in her red sequins dress, singing the national anthem. Does she see me? Does my wife see me looking at her? Right? Beyonce's in the building too. So there was a lot of eyes going left and right. I am distracted. I am here to play a football game. I'm here to win a football game. I can focus on the play. I can breathe. I can run the plays that's being called. I will be successful today. So then the planes went overhead. We started going into our game plan. We started playing the game. Then, at the end of the game, here's Peyton Manning handing me down the Lombardi Trophy. The first time I touched this trophy, how am I seeing it?
From the bottom up.
From the bottom up. What will your success look like? What will be important? What will you have to learn that you don't know already? What risks will you have to take? What you don't see in this photo is how I had to relearn how to breathe in my 9th year in the NFL. Peyton runs about 70 plays in practice. Most quarterbacks run about 30. I was in that huddle. Oh my God. You know when you just get water on your tongue, you spit it out, you can't even drink it, right? So I said, okay, I'm out of breath at practice. I can figure out how to breathe. I will call my friend who is an MMA fighting coach. I can ask him to help me. Breathe in for 5, swallow the breath, out for 8, Super Bowl happens. What you don't see in this photo are the years of yoga, of which 10 of them I was laughed at all the time. Oh yeah, you do yoga, Ryan? Yeah, I do. Get your downward dog and you'll like it too. Right? What you don't see in this photo are the 200 people who asked me for free tickets to this game. And one of the things I love about winning the Super Bowl, you hear that song, We Are the Champions, about 100 times. And you've heard it before, now I own every version, the Tiesto remix, all of it, right? But in that song, they have a line, no time for losers, for we are the champions. I want to be clear, I'm not talking about losers, people. There are people in every community that need our care, help, time, and treasure. And there are also people who don't want you to succeed. There are people that want you to put their priorities before yours. Those are the losers you don't have time for. Not everybody is worth your time. I had somebody I didn't talk to for 3 years call me, and I kid you not. They said, hey Ryan, congrats on getting to the Super Bowl. Can you come to my kindergartner's class to get them excited for the game, and can we get 4 tickets? No. Right? No. So, yeah.
But I won't.
And they will charge you for those tickets. Yeah, you could say I can, but it's going to cost you $1,800 per ticket, by the way. NFL, Super Bowl. My uncles are still mad. We can go to 5 steak dinners before we make that price back up, right? But we dictate these terms, and it all starts with your mindset. This is something, whether you're a parent, whether you're a partner, whether you're a community member, yes, you're an event planner, and you're a professional. You choose your mindset every day. Each and every one of you has an obstacle in your personal and professional life. And it's absolutely your choice how you get through it. Because just like you've gotten through everything before, you are going to go beyond the obstacle in front of you. And since you are going to go beyond, what do you want it to look like? What are you willing to do? And what is it going to require of you to execute at the highest level? When you need to know why you're somewhere and what your purpose is in a meeting or in a group, use the words I am. When your good's not good enough, when things are hitting the fan, speak the words I can. Find the opportunities, find the action you can take to create your success. And when you've got your identity and your willingness, commit to that action with the words I will. And use these words in your speaking, and watch your teams and watch your companies absorb that language as well. You'll become a clear communicator. You'll become somebody who adds value to the community. And in that way, you don't just choose your mindset, you are choosing to change the world. So let's change the world, one event at a time. Thank you so much for having me. A little bit of time here for some questions.
What position did you play?
I played offensive tackle, so I'm the guys in front of the quarterback. I'm on the island by myself. We're the best athletes on the offensive line. Yes. I did play with Chris Myers. I played with him actually here in Denver and in Houston. Okay. Well, you tell him Big 6'8" says hello. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Who's your favorite quarterback that you played with?
Wow. That's a great question. I'm going to say Peyton because we won a Super Bowl. And Peyton, man, I could spend the whole time telling you stories about him. But 2 things I want you to know about Peyton. Number 1, he grew more than any leader I've ever met. To this day. When I was here before I got fired, as I told you, he came in before I left a few months later, and he was a different leader, we'll say that. Right? He was why is this guy doing that? Can we cut it? What is this person? Hey, what are you thinking in a room full of people? Hey, Matt, what are you thinking doing this? Like, you want to sit next to Matt at lunch? Right. I came back, and then in between, they'd gotten beat by a team, especially a young team. And in between, at the time I came back, they had set records for offense in the NFL, some of which stand today, and they got beat in the playoffs. Peyton realized that it doesn't matter how good he was. Everyone else has to be at that level. And you don't get people there by putting them down, right? And so he did something where we had a play called East Coast, West Coast. And we were going against the Chargers, a team we saw twice in a year. And so the second time he goes, hey, Ryan, we got to change this play. Like, I don't want them to know what East Coast and West Coast is. I'm like, Peyton, I don't think they know that. They're defensive players. They're not that intelligent. He goes, I want to do it. And here's what he did. He said, what do you think we can call it? I said, East Coast, West Coast. I think we can do maybe in Tupac. He goes, do you think they'll know what that is? I'm like, yes, Peyton, I think even the kids here on the team will know what Biggie and Tupac Tupac are. Right? Sure enough, we're on the field, and it's still, you can find the thing goes, hey, Biggie. I'm like, that's my plan. He brought us in. He could have decided what that play was called, but he understood, hey, I want my team to feel included here. I'm going to give an opportunity to somebody that they may not even expect that I would give to them. So he tremendously grew as a leader, and I haven't seen a leader grow that much that quickly in that time. The second thing is he was a master of chaos, right? So I'm gonna teach you guys, everybody has heard Omaha Blue Gold, right? So if I say rocket, and I say rocket, Omaha Blue Gold, after Omaha Blue Gold, clap your hands. Rocket, Omaha Blue Gold. Okay. Now, if I say an ice cream flavor or turtle, there's no play. All right? Strawberry, Omaha Blue Gold. Ooh. Chocolate, Omaha Blue Gold. Hey, turtle, Omaha Blue Gold. Hey, rocket, Omaha Blue Gold. There we go. Master of chaos. And the one thing he did that most offenses still don't do, he took away the thinking for us. Because if you jump, what play are you running? Oh, I was running chocolate, man. You're running chocolate. You don't got ice cream flavored plays, right? But the defense the entire time, oh. So now you can say, when someone says, you know what Omaha means, you say, well, it actually depends on what was said before. You just walk away and you're like, oh. Now you're the Jedi. So I'd say Peyton Manning. I also want to say one of my favorite quarterbacks that I played with was Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is genuinely the person he puts forward. And when you see somebody, NFL, you're going to get, people are coming at you, right? If you hit the curb before breakfast, you're going to hear about it before you eat your eggs, right? Oh man, you can't even drive your car. He would never respond to somebody who made fun of him. Quarterbacks are supposed to take the offensive lineman to Vegas after the season here in Denver, and so he took us on his flight, and we went to the Children's Hospital right away in Las Vegas. None of us knew that there was a Children's Hospital there in Las Vegas until that time. And we went to the NICU, right? And then he took us to some different events and held dinners, but he was who he says he is. And he was consistent every day. And that kind of effect, when somebody is kind in addition to holding their beliefs, that is powerful. And I'm a Muslim, and Tim and I are still friends to this day. I just saw him at a broadcast. He was at a commercial break. He got off the set to come say hello. Those are the kinds of people I like winning with. Another question.
Do you have any memories of playing with folks who, when politics or a belief on social issues came into the conversation, that were not in line with yours, and how do those bonds either stay together or fray?
I love that question. The bonds always come together. And absolutely, we had difference of opinions. In the NFL, you're bringing people from all over the country, right? I've had teammates tell me that they wouldn't let their daughters marry a person of color. I've had teammates say that they wouldn't let their daughters marry a white person. I've heard all the things that you can possibly hear. And what we have to understand is two things. One, it's an invitation. When someone is telling you what they believe, it's an invitation. And it's up to you as a tight end and wide choice, right? What are you going to do with that invitation? And the second thing is, you can win with people you disagree with. We do it every day. So in the NFL, it's one of those things where you can have a conversation, but guess what? On 3rd and 5, we're all running 2-jet Y scat. Our difference is we really don't care about them unless we're comfortable. And that's one of the things that you learn in the NFL, and that's one of the facts that is true no matter where you are, right? If you and I are the last two agriculture people, I got cows that make meat, you got cows that make milk. If we don't agree on what we call God, if we don't agree on how to pray, are we still doing a deal for milk and meat? Yes. Now, if you've got 5 other people who think like you, I'm not getting your sales, right? I'm not getting your purchase. But that's only as a matter of comfort. And so know that if you are really struggling with a teammate in conversations that believe something different than you, number one, it's okay. You can still win. And number 2, it's an invitation. When people tell us what they believe, sometimes because they're looking for confirmation, right? Sometimes they're looking for it to be contradicted. These are the typical ways people listen, right? Those of us who are parents, we know this. Did you take out the trash? No. No, yeah, we're looking to be contradictory. But you can change your teams. You can change your bonds. You can strengthen them by being curious. When did you first adopt that belief? How is that consistent with this? Awesome. I love you. Talk to you soon. I love you. See you on the field. Thanks for sharing that with me. You don't have to accept somebody else's ideas just because you're in a conversation with them. And you can choose when and where the right places are to educate if that's needed. Right? But know that the response is 100% your choice. And again, you can win with all kinds of people who think all kinds of things. And we do that every day. So it's definitely something that I think we've all experienced as increase. Like, I don't know about you guys, I'm like, I can't believe we're having a conversation about this. Right? And it's where we are. Right? We've all learned how to do Zoom meetings. We've all learned how to mute the mic on Zoom. Right? We can learn some new things. Right? We can learn some new things. But I love that question because it's an opportunity we have every day. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for this, and I will never look at Panda Express the same way.
Oh, I'm telling you. Extra, you get extra scoop for $150. You know what I mean?
So I am a die-hard Commanders fan. I'm a big fan. Who said that?
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
Good job.
So I'm sorry, but I want to know what your thoughts are about them this year.
Number one, the production is going to come when you get that new stadium, which is going to be state of the art, really incredible. Not as incredible as the Broncos stadium, but it'll be good. It'll be good. I want to point to Jaden Daniels. So for those of you who don't know who the Commanders are, they're a football team in Washington, D.C.
Woo! Go DC!
And they got a quarterback named Jaden Daniels. That's how, he's in second year at work, and that's how you know. Now, so many things about this. Number one, he wasn't the number one overall pick. He was not the number one overall pick. So he was disappointed on draft day, right? What does he do? He comes out in his first 2 games in the NFL, has a completion percentage of 85%. Never been done in NFL history. How did he do it? So glad you asked. He did extra work. There's these things now called like virtual reality headsets. You heard of this?
Yes.
So he put one of these on and would run film and games and games and games, and he actually got a German company to schematically change it for football games. So he was practicing on a VR headset. Disappointed, doing work, the greatest young quarterback the NFL's ever seen.
Wow.
So I think that you can trust the process there, right? Mm. And hopefully the Broncos get to beat y'all in the Super Bowl. One of the things, but it's so fun for me to give people that backside, right? Because you see you went to LSU, you had everything you wanted, you got drafted in the first round. No, he was disappointed. He had a chip on his shoulder, and he still chose to do work.
Yeah.
That's how you win. And so the Commanders will be winning for a long time, provided he's healthy.
Yeah.
We got time for 2 more. Yes, ma'am.
My question is, I know a lot of athletes, you guys, a big thing is discipline and areas of practicing those things. Are there certain things that you implement still today in your life or with your kids that you learn from?
100%. Yeah, great question. First thing that comes to mind that I still keep with me to this day from the NFL, not everybody wants it. Right? Like, man, I do when I speak with kids on financial literacy, I often pull out a $100 bill again, and I say, who wants this $100 bill? And I hold it up until somebody comes up and gets it. Right? And inevitably, everybody raises, I want $100, I want. I say, no, you were willing to work. You actually didn't want it. And that moment, it sears in their memory, right? Most people actually don't want to be great, and that's okay. There's plenty of other ways to be great and to do things the way that you want to do them in life, right? And we don't know where somebody's coming from, things like that. So the first thing that you learn in the NFL, some people don't want it. There's some players in the NFL right now who don't want it. Right? Most of them are on the Arizona Cardinals right now.
Oh.
You know? And that's okay. That used to be something that bothered me a lot, especially when I was in college. Like, come on, guys, what, you don't care? You don't want to do this? I had a teammate say, yeah, I'm just here to get married.
Whoa.
I was like, bro, you're 6'6", 320. If you try, you're going to the NFL. He's like, yeah, I just want to do medical sales.
Yeah.
All right. So first understand that not everybody's going to choose their mindset, and not everybody's going to step into that uncomfortable space. The other thing is action. You never need permission to attack, right? So my grandmother was an amazing woman. She left the farm at 16, went to the University of Minnesota in 1920, then went to Berkeley, got a master's in art, came back and had 6 kids. And so when I would tell her about a problem in school, she would say, well, what are you doing about it? And that's something that in the NFL, you can have all the problems in the world, but what are you doing about it? And the propensity to say, well, it's politics, or this isn't happening because of this, that may or may not be true, and you can still take action in that. So, number one, you gotta understand not everybody wants to be at a high level functioning, not everybody can be at a high level, and that's where you can love them in your way and include them regardless. And the other thing is to take action. Take action. I don't know what you know about AI. Let me tell you what, I got 2 courses and certificates for that just because. I used to go to Blockbuster. I don't go there anymore. I've seen this movie, right? Like, this is not going away. I'm in law school right now in my 2nd year, and last year we had these young kids in the class, 27, 25, they're saying, I don't want to touch AI, it's just bad, it's going to make me bad. I'm like, what? Do you want to be the lawyer that doesn't know how to work AI? Right? By the way, it's not going away. Right? Cryptocurrency, doesn't matter what you believe, how much you own of it, it's not going away. Right? Blockbuster's not coming back. So there's one in Bend, Oregon.
There's that one.
That's the only one.
I bet they still have the 24-hour rental too. That's why I went to Hollywood Video. You got a week.
Hollywood Video.
You know
Get
what I
out.
mean? But this is something we're taking action, learning. That's something that has to happen. And the thing that the NFL teaches you, in really sports in general, regardless of what sport you play and what gender you are, there are physical consequences when you don't take risks and you don't learn something in sports. And there's not a physical consequence in real life most of the time. And so if I didn't attack, I remember being in the Super Bowl, the first 2 plays are just wild, right? It's just like, what is happening? Everything's weird. And I remember looking at the defensive end I was going to block and I said, you know what? I'm just going to take off on him. And if I miss, fine, I'm missing at 100 miles per hour, and then wham, knock him, we got 9 yards. Like, you got to take that action. Versus I've sat there before and be like, okay, I don't know where he's gonna go, I'm gonna take a step and figure it out. I'm choking on my chin strap, and I'm gonna make that choice first. I'm gonna take some action. So, not everybody wants it, take action, and as you heard, you gotta be able to choose your mindset with new obstacles and any obstacle you face. All right.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I think I speak for the group when I say that we're all so inspired. This has been amazing. My question to you is about professional development and kind of building your brand as you have over the past few years. So for many of us as event planners, similar to football in the sense where it's not a 9 to 5, right? We're always on, you have site visits, lots of airport visits, you're never home, right? It's so much beyond the job. But when you think about things that you did to build your legacy, I know you mentioned law school, you mentioned working now as a football analyst, what advice or tips would you give to us as planners when we think about our professional development or building a brand to really have a legacy as you have as well?
Great question, thank you. Boundaries and add skills. Number one, it's amazing how much boundaries, how people respect them, right? Like if somebody tells you, like, I'm unavailable after 6:15, you're rarely gonna find somebody like, well, I'm gonna call at 7, even though I know that, right? Like there's an innate respect that we all have for a boundary that's articulated. So number one, it's articulating a boundary. And this is something I have to do, I'm gonna do it this weekend. I'm hosting 10 people at Notre Dame for the Notre Dame Boise State game. I will see you at 5:30 at the north end zone to take you in the stadium, or I will see you after the game. Those are your 2 options, right? And now, I didn't explain where I'm at in between, right? But those are the 2 options that you have to catch me on game day at Notre Dame, even when I'm hosting you, right? So either you're there at 5:30 and we do dinner, or you're not, and we're not. And this is something where I use it in the NFL too. Everybody comes in on a Friday, where are we eating? What are we gonna go do? You know what a Friday is in the NFL? That's our Wednesday. And so I would say to my friends, do I show up on a Wednesday at your work like, hey, take me out to eat? Where are we going? What's happening? Like, no. So I said, look, I'll see you Saturday at my house at 3 o'clock before I leave at 3:30 for the hotel. And then you can stay till Monday, and we can hang out Sunday night. I had one friend stay in 5 years on that Monday. You know what everybody else said? I got work Monday. Sorry, I can't do it. So number one, establish boundaries. People will respect it. So as an event planner, where do you need time to relax? Is it in the morning? Is it in the middle? Is it in between a session, right? Is it something where what's your process that you can say, hey, I need a break here? And is that the Irish goodbye at a dinner once it gets kicked off? I don't know. But that's something where when you set boundaries, people will respect it. And second, continue to learn another skill. So I'm in broadcasting. I just show up at a microphone. I read the book Influence by Robert Cialdini. Right? Our ears like long vowels. Right? Our minds like tangible examples. So I could say, he hit that guy like a ball hitting the cloud. Right? You're like, oh, okay. He's like, he was the hammer, that guy was the nail. Like, we all saw it. Right? So there's more. There's all these edges that you can find. And that's one of the things that I learned winning the Super Bowl. On the margins, that's where you win. Everybody's got the same operating system typically in whatever area you're at. But are you learning how to communicate to people? Are you staying on edge with technology? Is it a push notification that puts out the scheduling? Like, you just have to keep learning skills. And in the NFL and in football, you might be great week 4, but if you don't change your plays and you don't improve, you're not going to go to the playoffs. You have to constantly evolve. And I know it's exhausting, right? I mean, we've learned so much. We learned how to access emails. We learned how to upload things to Dropbox, right? We learned how to send files to people with Google phones that don't have iPhones. But we have to do these things, right? So I would say find and set your boundaries that people will respect and continue to learn skills that may or may not be immediately tangible for your success in your business. Choose your mindset. I am, I can, I will. Have fun in our city.